are you, Yasmina?
Welcome to everyone to the news section of International. We are pretty excited to be here. So, actually, we are preparing this section. We have been working really hard. Carmen and I, we are trying to bring a lot of marvelous guests here, so around the world. So, I hope you're ready for this.
I hope so too, because as Yasmina said, amazing guests, including the one we've got today, which has been revealed already, but we're gonna wait a little bit until we've got him here on screen with both of us. But at the time being, how about we introduce ourselves, Yasmina, because they might not know us.
I think it's a brilliant idea. So, Carmen, should you start?
Okay, so I'm going to be introducing you, Yasmina. This amazing woman we've got right here is an intellectual property lawyer at the office, at the European office. So you can see her a very smart person and an amazing person to work with as well.
Thank you so much, Carmen. And should you introduce you and tell us a little bit about you?
Okay, so I'll introduce myself then. I'm a caster and esports interviewer. Sometimes I do some hosting as well around the European leagues, especially at League of Legends esports scene. So there you are. We are a very good team here. You're me, Jasmina, and I'm sure with our guest today, we'll provide an incredible show for our viewers to watch.
So, I think everyone is ready for our guest. I hope so. So
I
let
think
us
so.
introduce Ondrej.
Woo!
Welcome to have you here.
Hello, ladies. Nice to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
We are really happy to have you. But of course, I think the son of our audience doesn't know you. So the first step and the first question that we are going to have is, can you introduce yourself? Who is Ondrej?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, I'm a fan of esports and gaming. That's the first thing. But of course, that's not enough. So I'm a sales and business development professional working in the areas of esports, gaming, and live streaming. I was not starting in this industry initially. I was working in the traditional industries like automotive and furniture industries. But then I moved on from the business positions there to something that I really like. I wanted to combine my passion with something I do, and I moved to the esports and gaming area. So that's where I'm now.
Okay, so the first question we want to ask you, apart from introducing yourself, is you've told us about being a fan of esports and then moving from
Yeah.
business positions to this sector. Could you tell us a little bit of how you did this? Like, what
Yeah.
steps did you actually take to
Yeah,
get here?
absolutely. Well, a few years back, I was not in working in esports at all. I was just a, let's say, regular fan. But I always wanted to work in the area of games or something like that. I loved esports since I discovered it, like with League of Legends around, I don't know, 10 years back. And I was hooked on. I really loved it, but obviously I knew that I will not be a pro player. Okay, so I was looking from time to time, like what could I do there? I have a business background, sales background. What could be done? And so after the years in the traditional business, I saw a startup here in Prague focused on esports and, let's say, data analytics, and they were looking for a salesperson or a business developer. So I talked to them, and yeah, we found a way how to make it work. And I just did the leap. So I completely changed the industry. I was a little bit worried how it will work out because it was as I said, completely different environment. But I said, like, okay, I know sales, I know business development, and it's something I love. Esports is something I love, so it has to work. Yeah, and so far it did. So if anyone is watching this and maybe thinking about trying like working in esports or gaming, and without having the actual background, don't worry. Just try it because good people are always in need there.
That's good to know, especially because I think that even if you didn't work at the beginning in this industry, always you have certain knowledge that you can provide to this sector because
Exactly.
it's quite
Exactly.
new. So
Yeah.
always you're going to provide a new perspective. So it's really
Absolutely.
interesting. And I have to just informal question, but which video game make you love this not only esport but also gaming?
Yeah, well, I would say I'm already an old school gamer. I loved all the games in the 90s, like Heroes
Okay.
of Might and Magic and things like that. But then, of course, regarding esports, League of Legends was the breaking point for me because That was a game that I really got caught in since the very early days. And when the esports scene started to grow, I loved to watch it grow year after year from, let's say, basically, you can say basement company to the behemoth that it is today. If you compare the first worlds in League of Legends and the worlds that are done these days, it's a completely different story. So it's perfect to
Yes,
watch it.
I
It
think we
is.
all fall in love with LOL.
It's a love-hate relationship with the game, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, Ondrej, you're from Czech Republic,
Yeah.
and we wanted to know a little bit. We'll go in depth about it later on, but the first question that I want to ask you about this is, what's the situation like when it comes to esports in your country? Could you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in general, Czech Republic is a small country, 10, 11 million people, small country in the middle of Europe. And the esports scene is obviously smaller than, France, Germany, or Poland. But if there was something positive during these last 2 years, it was the possibility to a little bit catch up with the rest of the world in esports. So in Czech Republic, in the last 2-3 years, there was a huge progress, even on the league side, where there is now Saska E League, which is the biggest league in terms of prize pool, and they created a league with 100k euro prize pool. So that was something that was not here before, and that of course is creating the initiative and the reasons for young players to actually try and move up the ladder and try to play professionally. So these are some steps done on the domestic league scene, and we have also seen a huge rise from Czech players, which are now used as a great example for young players to learn from, like the Counter-Strike team Sinners from Czech Republic. They are right now around world ranking 21 or something like that. They were playing for the first time the ESL Pro League these past few weeks. So this was a great success with a completely Czech roster. It wasn't done before, and now when the young guys see this, they have an inspiration to try themselves. The same can be said in League of Legends, where right now the current LEC champions, Mad Lions, have two players from Czech Republic, Humanoid and Karzi. So from my point of view, those are superstars in making, and I'm just waiting to see them on billboards all around Czech Republic.
Absolutely. We also love them here. Mad Lions is also like, I think, one of the biggest teams in Europe and in Spain as well. Like when it comes to fan base.
I can
So,
imagine, and I love the story. They were newcomers last year, team full of rookies. No one knew what to expect, and now they are the champions of the LEC, and maybe they will now be back-to-back champions. So, a really exciting story.
We actually, you explained very beautifully how is the situation there, but I wanted to know more because, of course, even if you didn't at the beginning start in this sector, you actually have some projects. I have thinking about it, or
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, well, initially, like before I started in esports, I was, let's say, just a fan. It's the scene was really small. I was just, let's say, observing. Later on, when I joined the startup which I talked about, RTS Community, we were, for example, helping with the data collection and preparation of the Saska E League. So that was, those were the initial stages when this was the first year of the league, and no one really knew exactly how to do it, what will be working, what will be not working, how to do it. So we were helping in that sense with some data preparation and some data collection and things around that. So that was interesting.
No, I found it quite interesting. And how did you manage to do it? Because especially because we wanted this program to also, for example, to people who are specialists in this sector or not, to just to know how to, for example, this kind of jobs could work. For example, people who study data, maybe they can find here in the sector a challenge or a professional career. So can you develop a little bit more? I would love to.
Yeah, absolutely. These are the ways how, let's say, people with you can say regular jobs can make their way into esports, because in this example, this was a data analytics company. So you had not only business people like me, but you had data analytics, which were basically people with background in mathematics and statistics. You had machine learning specialists, because those are the ones creating the algorithms and working with the data. The amount of data in esports is massive. It's absolutely uncomparable to any traditional sport, because the volume of the amount of data that you collect during one, let's say, Dota 2 or League of Legends match is comparable to the full ATP or tennis season. Like it's absolutely massive. So machine learning specialists, deep learning specialists, those are definitely needed in that area. And then, of course, you have guys that are specializing like analytics in Counter-Strike, analytics in League of Legends, because they are the ones who are experts in the game and who know what is happening there and how to interpret these data actually. So yeah, these are guys with background, as I said, in mathematics. Sometimes even pro players, when they feel like, okay, the pro player career is maybe not for me, but I know really a lot about the game. Maybe I can work as an analytic, and yeah. So there's a lot of options what people can do there.
No, and you prove it.
Yeah,
you certainly prove it.
True. So now that we've talked a little bit about your background, how you started working in esports, Yasmina, I know if you want to ask any questions about his past or his career, but I think we can move on to inSTREAMLY. So you're
sure.
present, Ondrej. So why don't you tell us a little bit what the platform is about for our viewers who might know about it?
Absolutely. inSTREAMLY is a very exciting startup coming originally from Poland. Right now being basically European based, you could say, because the people working for inSTREAMLY are sitting all around Europe in different countries, like me sitting in Prague, in Czech Republic. And what inSTREAMLY does is that inSTREAMLY is connecting streamers and brands, and the other way around as well. We are sitting, let's say, in the middle as a so-called marketplace, maybe, where and we enable through the platform, we enable to do cooperation between streamers and brands. So this is in short what is inSTREAMLY doing. I don't know if you would like to go a little bit deeper into that, or if you'd like to maybe have a look on the video.
Yeah, actually, as we say here in Spain, the picture is worth it more. It's a good way to actually illustrate to our audience. So you express it perfectly, but we're going to show a little bit a clip so you can see how it works here.
66% of Generation Z use adblock. 57% do not watch TV. 89% do not trust traditional ads. 67% of Gen Z agrees that being true to their values and beliefs makes a person or brand cool. So, to sum up, they spend most of their time online, play and watch video games, and do not trust ads. And here you are, trying to get your brand message to Gen Z. It's hard, and building trust with youngsters is even harder. But inSTREAMLY solves this problem by putting brands in a supporting role, not as an intruder. Instead of working with a couple of big gaming streamers, you can now sign hundreds of automated sponsorship deals with micro streamers. Why should you work with micro streamers? These are influencers with very limited revenue opportunities due to small viewership, but with extremely engaged communities. The community knows that brand support allows their favorite streamer to create more content. This way, brands don't only reach the audience, but are on the receiving end of their gratitude too. Using a simple dashboard, you decide on which games you work with, duration, number of views, and get detailed reports on the performance in CPV, CPC, and partnership campaigns. It's effortless, automated, and the bond between the micro streamers and their viewers bring mind-blowing CTRs. We have helped hundreds of brands move from being seen as an intruder to being seen as a supporter, including Samsung, Adidas, and Sony. Now, it's your turn. Contact us and reach Gen Z effectively.
Wow.
Oh, I really like it.
Me too.
Great to hear. Great to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
if I sorry.
no, I can probably a little bit follow up on
Yeah,
the video if you'd like.
please.
Yes,
Uh,
right
so
over.
so the concept was explained there. I would say the key message there is that we are enabling the connection between streamers and brands. The business model, how it was done, let's say 2 years ago, 3 years ago, was that you had platforms, streaming platforms like Twitch. You have brands like Adidas, HBO, and others, and then you have streamers. You have small streamers, medium streamers, and the big names. And how the cooperation was done was that the brands, through the streaming platforms, do the communication with fans. And the streaming platforms, what they do, they have the biggest asset for them are the big streamers. So they walk to the big streamers and they share some small part of the budgets with them. So that's how it was done. Uh, uh, how inSTREAMLY came to fruition was that the founders were actually small streamers as well. So they saw this issue, like the small streamers are basically cut off. They don't have a way how to monetize the stream. And if you're a streamer with, I don't know, 5, 10, 20 viewers, and you will come to Adidas to make some cooperation, it will not work out. It will not be done because it's difficult to do it that way. So that's how inSTREAMLY was actually created, like in order to smoothen the cooperation and to create the direct link between brands and the streamers, to enable streamers to have a sponsorship from brands, to have a way how to monetize the stream and not be reliant on the streaming platform itself. So that's how inSTREAMLY was created.
I like it. I actually think that maybe at the end of this presentation, I hope that It's for Business Live receives something, maybe an opportunity in Streamly. We will see. We will discuss it.
Sure,
But
sure.
I really like it because you see the necessity of some streamers because it's quite hard to start, especially at the beginning. And the way that you do it and the way you provide it, I really like it. And I see that it's a great opportunity, especially for new streamers that don't have this volume of this audience.
Yeah, absolutely. It's when you are a small streamer, to
Yes.
monetize the passion you have for streaming is very difficult. The kickstarting a streaming career is not easy. It's difficult because there is a lot of people like you. You need to stand out somehow, and even after that, you still need a way how to monetize it to be able to continue. You know, to support the career, and it's difficult. And we just wanted to find a way how to help small streamers to get the traction and let's say a little bit democratize the market.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
And
me too.
I don't know if you want to share a presentation just to see more in detail how streaming works.
Yeah, absolutely. We can share the presentation. I will show you one slide to explain the concept a little bit better for everyone in the chat to understand. And I will show how the concept works in practice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just
have
let
to
me know
say,
when you see it.
Okay. I'll add it right now. Yes.
Perfect.
Good. So do you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. So basically, how inSTREAMLY works in practice when there is a campaign done for a certain brand. First thing is a customized artwork displayed simultaneously on all streams that are participating on the campaign. So in this case, you see that you have a streamer streaming, in this case, Fortnite. And during the stream, as a part of the stream, there is an animation done from the brand sponsoring the stream. So this is done in an automatical way. This is very important for the brands and for the streamer. So the streamer doesn't have to do anything special to run the advertisement or the visual, and the brand doesn't have to do anything as well because it's all automatized from one place. So in this case, if they would like to work with every individual streamer, the workload would be massive. But here within inSTREAMLY, what they do is that they automatize the whole process and they can run the campaigns simultaneously and automatically. Yeah. At the same time, of course, on Twitch, you have a chat running parallel to the stream where the viewers in the community are chatting together with the streamer and they are communicating. So automatically, together with the animation, we have a link posted in the chat again automatically, where the viewers can know more about the product or the campaign or the activity that is being promoted there. So this is in a sense how it works in practice when there is a campaign live with inSTREAMLY. Do you have some questions maybe when you think like this?
I do. When it comes to the campaigns, so you focus on certain games. Is every single game being streamed available for this? Do brands want to focus on one game at a time?
Yeah, in general, the campaigns are run over all streamers in certain markets. So usually brands pick up the market that they would like to use, like Poland, France, or Czech and Slovak market. And then they can select certain games. Usually, I would say it's done on all games because the target group are gamers, no matter what they watch. But for some brands, they want to maybe focus more on Fortnite or exclude games like Counter-Strike. So that is possible as well, although it's not done that often.
And on the same vein, I'd like to ask you, if I may, what are the top games that you're seeing here that brands want to work with?
Yeah, I would say that the top ones are Fortnite is definitely popular, League of Legends is definitely popular, and then I would say a third is usually the flavor of the week when you have a new releases. Those are the popular games that are streamed. So I would say those are very popular as well because those are the titles that are gathering the attention of viewers. Yeah, so I would say those three categories are the most popular.
That's something to take into account. Thank you.
Yeah, good. I will just turn it off now.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Good. One nice point. Sorry.
No, it has been really interesting to watch, really, and really nicely. And it's really, I like. Yeah, actually, because I think there is a pretty nice way to do it because advertising sometimes could be really annoying, and it's a nice way to do it and that doesn't bother at the end the gamers who were watching the play game or somehow. I like it.
Exactly. This was one of the points why to do it this way, because what is the alternative is that you can run a full screen ads on Twitch, for example, or YouTube, which are stopping the broadcast. So you will not see the stream while the marketing advertisement is playing, and that's honestly annoying. That's the same as you watch TV. If you watch a movie in TV, you don't want it interrupted by an advertisement. In TV, at least they are placing the advertisement in some certain periods where they know that they will pause it, you will see the advertisement, and you continue. But in stream, streaming is live, so you can miss 30 seconds or 1 minute.
No, it's really well done.
It's gone. So and you will not see it. So this is the alternative, which understandably is not super good. Yeah.
No, and I have to ask, is for everything that you have right now available, or are you planning to extend it to other games as well? Maybe in the near future.
Right now it's not limited to games. Actually, it's
that's brilliant.
Available to any game that the streamer is streaming. So it's not really limited to the game titles. The process is that the streamers just register with inSTREAMLY, and then they are informed when there are new campaigns and they can participate on them. So it's just up to them to join them with one click, and that's it. Then they automatically join the campaign when it's live. Yeah.
No, I like it to know because it's a good, nicely done because it isn't expanded to every game. So it can be for Overwatch, it can be for LoL, it can be for Minecraft.
Absolutely.
It's perfect.
Absolutely. We are also one nice thing is that we are also, of course, automatically recognizing what titles are being played on the stream. So what we do in some cases that we are adapting the visual aspect of the animation to really fit in the style of the game. So we can, in this case, you saw it was fitting into the Fortnite style. We can do a League of Legends themed style, and then run it when we know the streamer is playing League of Legends, we can run that one. So those are the small things that are nice in the end.
No, I like the detail because that's why I was thinking that it was just for a few games, because it was like it's so specific and so well done. Because
no.
I almost
it's possible on any games. If it is running on in general on all titles, we are trying to make the style, a little bit universal, to be in the gaming style, but not really fitting only into one game, but fitting into every game.
Okay, and so now this is I think the part with inSTREAMLY and you, let's say, collide. Could you tell us a little bit about your role within inSTREAMLY? What do you have to do day by day? What does it consist of?
Yeah, basically, what I have in my scope is the development of Czech and Slovak market. As I said, inSTREAMLY initially started in Poland, and once they really tested out the concept in Poland and very successfully, the next logical thing was the rollout in other markets. So the concept was proven, and then you just roll it out with the new streamers on the new markets. So the process is always the same. You need to get the streamer base in that particular market, and then you can roll out the campaigns in the same way that initially was done in Poland. So my responsibility was to do that, or is to do that in Czech and Slovak market. And let's say day to day life. I'm sitting in Prague, as I said. We are working on remote. That's another interesting thing. Like inSTREAMLY is fully a remote company, and my day-to-day work is basically meetings with media agencies or brands. And initially, it was mostly the thing that I'm doing right now, introduction of the concept and basically of the live streaming industry, because it's still not fully known in the media agencies and brands. They know, Facebook advertisements, they know Instagram influencers, but they don't really know about Twitch that much. Who is the good name there, and how to work with Twitch, who is the audience. But at the same time, the audience of Twitch and of streams is very difficult to reach in any other way. They are using ad blocks, they are trying to avoid advertisements. They are not watching TV. So to communicate with them is a difficult task, and live streaming is a perfect way to do this. So brands are recognizing right now that the gamers are actually a massive part of communities and basically of all population. So now they're looking for a way how to actually communicate with them, and this is where inSTREAMLY comes in and helps out.
I know, I like it. And I think you have also a presentation, a general presentation for inSTREAMLY. That would be nice for the audience to also see it, just to have the full picture. And then I will make you a few hardest questions, I think.
Sure. But I mean, probably we can go to that directly, because I think the video was very explanatory. So I think we can continue with that, to not really repeat myself too much.
Perfect then.
Okay. By the way, in the meantime, just to inform our audience that you can ask questions that we'll bring up later in the last 10 minutes of the interview approximately. So if you want to ask anything to our guests today, you can do it and we'll bring your question up. So do not miss this chance to, get to talk to someone that really has so many things to say, so interesting things.
Yes, absolutely. I will be very happy to answer any questions.
So now what I would like to ask you, Ondrej, is I'm going to be the bad guy here right now. So, because of course, inSTREAMLY, I found it fascinating and all the things that you provide, but I wanted to just sell the product. I wanted to, because here the audience, the majority of them are professionals who could be really interested about your product. But if you wanted to sell it and say what make them different from the competitors that you have in the sector, because of course you tell us a little bit advantages, but also what does it different? Of course, you provided some technicals, but I would like to know more about it.
Yeah, I mean, regarding alternatives, we a little bit discussed. Like the alternative is to go directly with streaming platforms, which leaves out the small guys and works only with the big names. And also, you will work in a way that is disrupting the experience of viewers. So that's the alternative. But coming back to inSTREAMLY, I want to focus more on the positives. Some things that I personally really like is that if you're a brand and you want to communicate with the communities around gaming, you want to communicate with gamers, which basically today is almost everyone. And let's say, okay, it's more Gen Z, Gen X, this age range, let's say 18 to 35 years. This is your target group, and you want to communicate with them. Where to find them? You go on Twitch, okay, you want to do some sort of communication there. What I really love about inSTREAMLY is that it's not differentiating between streamers between streamers based on their viewership. So you can work also with the super small streamers. As I said, 5, 10, 50 viewers, doesn't matter. What is important from the brand point of view? If you want to communicate with gamers, you don't really care if those are the ones that are watching the top one streamer, where he has like 20,000 viewers, or if are the ones that are watching the streamer with 20 viewers, because this is the same type of people, this is the same demographics, this is the same age group, same interest. So you want to talk with these people as well. You want to be known for them. You want your brand to make an imprint there. And since before inSTREAMLY this concept wasn't existing, there is no one there actually. You can be the first one sponsoring a small streamer with, I don't know, let's say 50 viewers. There is a small tight community around the streamer. The people are going there for a reason. They are going there because they like the streamer. They are chatting with him. They like his personality, whatever. They like him. And so when they see there is a brand that is supporting the streamer, even at times when he has 20, 30 viewers, this is making the biggest impact. And this is what I love about the whole concept, that you can be the first brand in the place sponsoring the small streamers. And that's, from my point of view, super valuable.
I think you answer perfectly, Ondrej.
Absolutely.
Really,
And
because yes, go ahead, Carmen.
no, I just want to ask you about you're working right now, focusing on Czech Republic. Could you tell us a little bit? Have you noticed any differences between the Czech market when it comes to inSTREAMLY and all the markets? The brands request different things there.
Yeah, well, what I see in Czech and Slovak market is a little bit delay in the let's say information flow and the general knowledge about gaming and streaming. If I compare it, I can compare it very easily with Poland, which is a similar demographics group, similar purchasing power, but in Poland, live streaming gaming is much more, let's say, developed and well known. So the brands are already, we are working there with brands like Netflix, HBO, Adidas, Red Bull, PlayStation, Samsung.
Wow.
Those are the brands that are working with us on that market. I'm trying to replicate it on Czech and Slovak market, but there is a visible delay in the let's say popularity of this area. So Poland, I'm a little bit envious of Poland and Germany and France, where they are in advance, and for us, but we will catch up, just like we did with esports.
Yeah.
Certainly you will do it, but certainly. And so as I see it, then inSTREAMLY could help the streamers from one hand and the brands actually to get to actually the target that they want to know. So I think they work for both sides. That's perfect, actually.
We are really strong focus of inSTREAMLY is on helping streamers. The inSTREAMLY concept as such is not the only thing working for streamers. We are organizing them. We have a Discord chat for all the streamers participating, so they can get tips how to improve the streams, get tips, talk with each other to discuss what is working, what is not working, how to do it. We are doing some small but very funny things like our website livestreamideas.com, where we are showing a daily tips. You can just, if you don't know what to do on stream to entertain the viewers, just go there and some idea will pop up there, because it's
perfect. Yes.
It's just, I love the idea. Then we also started doing a project called Genki, which is a plugin that the viewers or fans of streamers can integrate in their browser, and they can when they are purchasing something online, there are sometimes the chargebacks, or the small percentages that you can get usually back on the card, you can dedicate it to the streamer through that tool. So without actually like paying actual money, you can still support them in some way, which is not actually hurting you at all. So these are the nice things that we are trying to do, because the founders were streamers and are streamers as well, so they know what is it about to start a streaming career.
I like it. I'm really happy that you actually focus on this, because as we say before, it's pretty hard to start. And especially, sometimes I follow some tiny streamers, we will say, and they have a strong community. They have an engagement that it's brilliant, and their followers, they actually encourage it. And
Yeah.
I find it pretty nice that actually this platform is trying to help them in a way
Yeah.
to grow, and actually that you talk to them. And may I ask you if, for example, they can say, hey, we can do this advertising this way or something? They give you some tips like this, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. There is an ongoing discussion between streamers and the community team in inSTREAMLY. There is a never-ending feedback loop where we run some campaigns. The streamers can give some feedback on this could be better, or maybe do it like this next time. So it works like this as well. Yeah.
Okay, and there is any anecdote that one of streamers say something that you say, that's nice to a nice story to hear?
Yeah, I'm not really having in my mind right now.
It's okay.
But it's more in general. It's nice to see how it works when, especially for the smaller streamers. Sometimes you get the feedback immediately on the stream where the advertisements are running. They see themselves, and they are like, hey guys, look, there's an advertisement for SteelSeries. I love it. Go there, buy a keyboard, and they love it because it's for the first time that they have some
I like it. It's a good way to actually communicate at the end with your target at the end, your customer. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And have you seen any cases where the streamer has popped off, like suddenly gotten a great influx of audience built throughout their time as streamers? Do they kind of graduate inSTREAMLY, or do they keep working with you? Do they start communicating directly with the brands? How does it work?
Yeah, well, from streamers' point of view, we just passed, I think it was this week. I think it was this week that we passed a campaign with 1,000 streamers live at the same time, like in a campaign. So this was a huge milestone. We also, like, over the whole Europe, we already passed the number of 20,000 streamers working with us. So that was also a huge mark. So this is a still developing story, and it's nice to see every week to see the numbers grow. So obviously the streamers are happy to work with us, because it's as I said, it's allowing them to monetize their passion. So that's the most important thing for them.
Yeah.
That's
And
so nice.
have you received any feedback for all the brands as well? For example, as you tell us in Polish, of course, there are
from brands. Yeah, from brands as well. Like, most of our clients are recurring clients, so that's the best feedback that you can get if they are working with you and they come again with new launch. That's working great. So you will see with most of the streamers that work with us that there are recurring clients advertising. For example, every new PlayStation game you will see it working with our streamers. So that's a nice example. With Samsung, you will see every new mobile phone that pops up, or smartwatches, you will see it on stream as well. So it's nice to see the brands coming back to work with us.
I like it.
Yeah, and also about the brands, I want to ask you, for some of them, or for many of them, you might be the first point of contact with gaming and esports. What are the most asked questions that they've got for you? Like, what are the biggest doubts that they got about the industry?
Yeah, well, initially, if in some cases where they don't know anything about streaming, the questions are really a lot in general. Like, how does it work? Who is watching? Who is actually the demographics watching gamers? How can the viewers enter the website, for example, if you want to drive some traffic there? Very general questions like, who is the demographics? Who is watching it? There is a quite common misconception that games are being watched by kids only. So that's that's obviously not true, but it's still a very live misconception. So parents are very surprised to see quite often that gamers are creating a big part of purchasing power in society. Today, when you look at the brands that work with us, you will see the diverse offers that they advertise or that they communicate, because gamers are not buying only keyboards or laptops. They are buying cars, they are buying food, they are buying clothes, they are watching movies, they are buying different games. So they need to buy everything you need in daily life. So when we tell someone, okay, we did a campaign for Samsung or PlayStation, that's not really a surprise. But when we tell them we did a campaign for Porsche or Kia or Sprite, that can be interesting for them. So you see that gamers today are such a big part of society that every brand should communicate with them.
Agree with you. I think it's such an important concept, and as you said, people do not really. Some people do not understand it still, like that we can also be adults.
Yeah.
And what would you
Yeah.
say is actually the age mean for the audience, because they're not kids, but what will it be approximately?
The core is 18 to 35 years.
18 to 35.
This is the main core of viewers. So obviously, if you are a company that wants to communicate with, I don't know, people 50, 60 plus, gaming is probably not the best place to do so. But if you are brand that wants to communicate with the daily customer base, gaming is the place to be. Either you will be there or some other brands will be there and you will not be seen. It's simple as that.
It's true that, for example, we have watched like campaigns that are marvelous, but for things or brands that you didn't expect, like banks, for example, and they realize that even if the audience is young or not, they want to have an engagement, and sometimes it's difficult to people on, for example, trainers that are outside the system or outside the sector to realize the importance of the engagement here. So it's nice to see.
Yeah, it's also very visible in the general esports scene. The European LEC League, I think, is sponsored by MasterCard. In US, you have State Farm, so sponsoring the LCS. So they know that the people who are watching the games are their either current or future customers. So they are smart in that sense.
And do they also want to work these brands with, for example, we're talking about streamers, but going a little more in depth about the profile of these streamers? Let's say they're a pro player who doesn't have many views, or a team that is starting to stream online. Are they usually approached as well? Do you think they have a good future when it comes to inSTREAMLY?
Yeah, well, we didn't really talk about a sister product of inSTREAMLY, which is called StreamKoi, and that's a tool that is used by esports teams. So talking about esports and teams, how teams can actually monetize their activities. One of the ways is definitely streaming, and of course some way of advertising on the stream. You can have a stream layout, things like that. So even for starting teams, no matter how big they are, streaming is some sort of income. What StreamKoi does as a sister product of inSTREAMLY is basically it little bit replicates the concept, but it can be used directly by esports teams. So we work with teams like G2 or Mad Lions, actually, where we are back with them, or Furia. So they are using the StreamKoi software to automatize their streams, to visualize their sponsors and their partners, and this is a way to monetize their activities. Even with we cooperate with smaller teams because they are the ones who need to do it as well. They need to visualize their sponsors and get the monetization in that way.
Okay, so I mean, obviously, apart from working with smaller streamers, you're also working with quite big teams with obviously the brands that you've mentioned are all quite well known, whether it's within the industry or outside it. And well, this is very interesting that you've got a sister product directed towards that target market too.
Yeah, and there is a very nice synergy that let's say a new client will come to inSTREAMLY, and he will want to focus mainly maybe esports fans. What we can do is then we can distribute the campaign into these esports teams all over Europe or where we want. So we can contact these esports teams and tell them, look, you have your own streamers, they have high viewership. Do you want to participate on this campaign with, I don't know, let's say for example Adidas? And yeah, they can say yes, and we can work with them directly. So this is a very nice synergy between inSTREAMLY, StreamKoi, and the esports environment, because this is something, for example, very interesting for the smaller teams, which, for example, they can have a problem to find the partners as well. But at least this way, maybe they can participate on the business.
Yes, I like it. And I have to ask, for example, because I'm just watching all the possibilities that streaming can provide, and I was thinking, for example, a competition where the streamers could participate, or the same teams or something, and they could do the campaign inside the game, inside the competition. I think maybe in streaming could have this possibility. Is that possible? Or maybe? Or
well, regarding organizing competitions, this is not something we do at the moment. But we did a nice use case, for example, with G2 Esports, where they were doing a tournament by themselves, but they were using the StreamKoi to organize the stream and to organize the layouts and to automatize the whole process. Right now, we are, for example, working on new features where the streamers will be automatically able to download, clips from the campaigns. So they will watch the review and cut it out, but they will automatically get the clips for the brands, so they will have an examples of how it is working, and etc. So again, we are trying to make their life a bit easier.
Nice. The clips I didn't know. That's so nice.
Yeah, that's a new thing that we are doing right now.
Could you tell us about more things, more new features that might come in late 2021, early 2022, perhaps something that you can spoil?
Yes. If you can spoil
this
it here.
Well, this was a one thing that I spoiled, because this is a new feature coming in
okay.
right now.
So
this was the right one. The Genki project that I was talking about, where it's a plugin that fans can integrate in the browser. This is rolling out right now. So it started initially in the first markets, and now we are testing it with a bigger and bigger base of fans. So I think 1 year later, we will see it hopefully used everywhere. And yeah, so those are some of the things that we focus on at the moment.
Okay, so you heard it here first about these new features. This is like a presentation of these things that are about to come, which I'm really interested in trying. Actually, I don't know about you, Yasmina, but I'm really invested in this right now.
I want to invest in this actually, and actually.
Yeah, maybe I see a question from Twitch. Maybe we can answer that one.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, we can start with the questions.
Yeah, absolutely. If inSTREAMLY is working with non-gamer streamers, yes, we are. It doesn't really matter what the streamer is streaming. There are popular streamers who are streaming, in real life, so they are just chatting with the chat and not playing anything, or they are streaming, some cooking and things like that from daily life. So yeah, we work with those as well. We don't really care that much on what type of stream it is, as long as it is following all the code of conduct and there is nothing inappropriate.
Oh, that's also very important, right? That's a topic that people talk about, the code of conduct and the changes that have been taking place.
So. Yeah, that's why we also have a Twitch itself has a moderators and rules, but we also have a let's say community team in inSTREAMLY, which is taking care of this to really make sure that all the streamers that participate are streaming in a good way, the content is good, and they are helping them to improve it in the long run.
Okay, so thank you for the question, Inkelis. We're going to go with, I think, for Gordon here with another question. So are teams able to see campaigns in the stream call instead of from inSTREAMLY?
Yeah, well, this is more done based on, let's say, daily communication. So if the teams want to participate on campaigns, we are inviting them usually, so they know if there is a, let's say, campaign on Spanish market, and we feel that the participation of Medlines would be good. We can invite them to the campaign as well. We can do this with other teams. So they know about it, and then it's up to them, of course, if they are interested and they want to participate. What is important to say is that inSTREAMLY is not an agency of the streamers, so we are not really like working in a way that here is a campaign and you have to participate. No, we are somewhere in the middle, and we are just offering the possibility to work together. So we are connecting the brands with streamers. We are not really forcing anyone to work on it, but it's on mutual
You're like a
cooperation.
bridge.
Yeah, exactly.
To connect into the world. So we want to say to audience, if they have any questions, just now is the time. Take advantage, because I think the a platform where Ondrej work is quite interesting, and actually they tell us a lot of features that it's going to provide in a few, I think recently.
Yeah, for the people watching on Twitch, for example, or for anyone else, of course, I encourage you to just check the website and try to register, because again, even if you're a small streamer, and you are just trying it out, why not try it? It's a start.
And no exclusivity involved, so you can be free to do smaller campaigns on your own, but like as you said, okay, you're still free. We've got another question by Effie Forgotten here. How many streamers does inSTREAMLY actively work with?
Yeah, we currently passed the mark of 20,000 streamers in Europe. So right now it's something over 20,000. This is of course split all over Europe. So we are running campaigns in Europe. We are running campaigns also in India, UK, and other markets as well. So I would say right now something over 20,000 is the current number. But this is, of course, split into different campaigns on different markets.
Okay, so thank you for the question. Thank you for the reply as well, Ondrej.
Yeah, glad to do so.
So you can see it here. We've been posting the links for inSTREAMLY all over every single live transmission that we've got going on right now. So if you want to check it out, as Ondrej said, you can go in those streams. And just as we are waiting for more questions, just a little bit towards the end, then how do you foresee the future of inSTREAMLY, like the near future? How do you see yourself within inSTREAMLY as well?
Yeah, well, I see what I'm very excited is expansion of inSTREAMLY into the US market, because that's the holy grail, let's say. I'm very sure inSTREAMLY will be successful there, because the concept is proven, and now it's about the application and rolling it out. But the product itself is proven, and it's very, say, interesting. So I'm looking forward. I really see inSTREAMLY as the number one player in this area of connecting brands with streamers. inSTREAMLY will be the meeting point for all the brands and all the streamers. Yeah, this is where I see it in the long term. The reason is that not only that the product is great, but and I'm not telling this as a sales guy or business guy. I really like it. I liked it before I started to work with inSTREAMLY. But I think that it's more about the people working there, because all of them are either streamers or fans of streaming or gamers. It's the company was created and is run by people that love what they do and are in the middle of what they do. They are not cut off from the reality. They are living in the reality, and they know what they are doing. So I think this is crucial to run the company correctly, and it's done there. So it's I really think that in the way how the company is run, it's a way to success.
We've got another question here, just
Yes.
right before we end.
Sure.
Are brands able to use inSTREAMLY as a self-service product to activate campaigns with the streamers without your involvement? If not, why not?
Well, not really, because we are the platform that is running on a software base, let's say the campaigns. So the involvement can be very small from our part, but it can be done on a way that the brands can have for example, visuals already done. We don't need to do them. They can already have the visuals. They can tell us just which market they want to run it, how many streamers and viewers they want to reach, and say let's go, and that's it. So then we run it. So but yeah, we are definitely involved because we are the one organizing the campaign itself, to start it from one place. So if the point of inSTREAMLY is to run the campaigns from one place automatically, so that's through inSTREAMLY. But if the brands want, then the process can be very, very simple and straightforward.
Okay, so thank you again for the question. Very thoughtful, for effort, forgotten. So, Yasmina, we're approaching the end of the show.
Yes.
Is there anything else you want to ask our guest?
I don't know, but I certainly want to try inSTREAMLY once I finish here. I actually think that it's a pretty nice idea, and actually start, and especially because I think this platform can provide to those who maybe are thinking to start as streamers, and see this as an opportunity to actually grow. So
Yeah.
even me, that I don't have any, I'm not yet an streamer, maybe I just consider it now, because this option, it's quite nice.
It's great to hear. That means that I did something right on this talk.
I think you did it perfectly today.
No,
yeah,
good.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, if you don't have any questions right now, I'm very free to discuss things on LinkedIn. So that's LinkedIn is, let's say, my platform to go. This is where I'm
Maybe
active,
we have a last questions. I think.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
I think we have. Oh, sorry.
Yes. There you go.
Okay.
About teams.
How many teams are using StreamCode? Okay. I don't know the number. I will not make it out from my head right now. I would say it's around 15, 20. That's just my guess.
Wow.
But yeah, I have maybe it's more. I don't want to undercut it, but yeah, I told you some of the names. So G2 Esports is obviously the biggest one. This is I'm a big fan of G2 Esports, so that's the big name. Mad Lions, of course, Furia, big Berlin International Gaming. So those are just some of the names that we work with. And on Czech market, I should mention we are I'm responsible for Czech market. We have also teams here like Entropic and Esuba. So those are the two teams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those are just some examples. I don't remember the total number. And how we'll be expanding this. I think it's a rolling, let's say, development in the world where we have these teams already working with us, and sooner or later all the teams will need to monetize their content. The content is one of the most valuable things that teams have, and they need to monetize it. They need to monetize the streamers, and they need to organize it somehow. And with higher number of streamers, higher number of campaigns and competitions, and maybe some competitions that they organize, they will need to organize it somehow. And StreamCode is a great tool for that. So I'm sure that the need is there, and I'm sure sooner or later, more and more teams will join StreamCode because they will need to organize it somehow.
Okay, so I think you've got a new person interested in this, who probably isn't it right now. So
Great.
Napa, do you want to do the sign up, Yasmina?
I think that's perfect for today. And actually, we have to be really strict with the time because maybe our supreme boss could be furious with this. But no, it has been a really pleasure to have you, Ondrej. And after you, I think you were saying that if the audience have any questions regarding inSTREAMLY, that maybe they can contact you, or so we will provide all your details.
LinkedIn is a way to go. So if you just search me on LinkedIn, I'm happy to connect there and to discuss whatever questions viewers can have later on.
Okay, so with that being said, Yasmina,
yes, so yeah, I think it's time. But of course, I just wanted to remind to our audience that they can't contact this marvelous person, that it actually is quite nice, as you can see here, and he provides you all the information that you need. And actually, I think the platform is quite nice, actually, and even I'm considering to be a streamer just for that.
Yeah, and I wanted to thank you for the invitation. I really had a great time, and it was fun, and I'm happy we could do this.
I hope so. In the future, maybe in a season 2, maybe we just throw the invitation for future projects.
Okay, so for now, we're gonna send you for a second to the waiting room as we say goodbye to the show. So we'll talk to you later. Don't go away. And for our viewers, Yasmina, thank you very much for being here with us for this first day of eSports Business Live International edition. It's been a pleasure working with you today.
It has been a pleasure actually to work with you, Carmen, as well. It's been amazing, and I'm really happy to start this program with Ondrej, and we provide more guests, so you have to be in touch for every Monday. And also, please don't forget on Wednesday we have our new colleagues from marketing, so be in touch as well.
Yeah, this week we'll go the start of this season for in all the sections for eSports Business Live for most of them. So I wouldn't miss them, honestly.
I'm not going to miss it too. So I hope that everyone has a good evening or night. And we see you the next week and on Wednesday.
Okay, so bye.